Well, good morning and welcome to the land. I know it's been a hot minute since I've taken you guys around to see what we have going on. This morning, I'm just taking a little bit of a walk. It's been a busy couple of weeks, and when I say busy, probably more of emotionally busy. There's a lot going on. So I just want to address that with you guys just for a few minutes, if you'll indulge me. We've spent the past couple weeks just kind of reevaluating and taking stock in our lives and what's going on in the world, which I'm not going to get into any kind of my political beliefs or opinions on what all's happening in the world and in the country. We're just not going to go there. I don't feel like that's something I want to get into. But what I do want to get into is the effects that everything that is going on, whatever the cause of it is, the effects on us and our family, our finances especially. We don't have an unlimited supply of money. We can't just go spend money just because that's how much something costs now. A good example, if I'm going to pay $40 for a New York strip, I'm going to be dressed up and somebody's going to be cooking it for me. I'm not going to do it. So things of that nature. Gas prices, almost $80 to fill up a vehicle, and so my husband can go to work at some point, and he has to fill up that tank at least twice a week, sometimes 3 times, just depending on how many days he works. At some point that becomes unreasonable and undoable, and I just get the feeling that this is not going to get better. It's going to get a little bit worse. And what is it going to look like 6 months from now? Today it's fine. I mean, we have savings. If I have to spend a little bit more money for things, okay, while the things are there. But where is it going? And it's uncertain. So I know if you guys have watched my videos in the past, or the past few videos, we don't have a lot on here, so backtrack a little bit. You guys know that I've always been kind of in the prepper mindset, a little bit, but not not hardcore, just enough to make sure my family's good, and we're good. I have bought a few extra things this past couple weeks. I may have spent the gas money to drive into town to get a little bit more than what we have. We've made plans to step up the garden, grow a little bit more, because like I said, is our fresh veggies going to be there and be worth eating 6 months from now? The meat's already, to me, unreasonable. The prices of buying protein, to me, is unreasonable. It's ridiculous, regardless of the cause of it. So yes, we are going to step up that. And then the problem comes in is we have to feed those animals. How are we going to do that? These are just all things that I know it's not just me. I watch YouTube just like you guys do, and I hear other homesteaders, and I watch the news. I hear, the prices of things, all of that. But at the end of the day, what it boils down to is the family taken care of. And when I say family, I mean, me, my husband, all our kids are grown. But all our kids, just like probably yours, have grown up and they're in a world that there is, their paychecks can't support them. There's no way. I mean, it's difficult. It's a lot more difficult for them than it was for us at their age, as far as finances go. They get a good rate of pay. They do. But everything costs too much. And it's about to cost too much for us. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, I just wanted to kind of address that and say that if you're not watching, if you're not paying attention to it, start. And if you don't know where to start or what to do, I mean, not everyone has a, piece of land out in the middle of nowhere and can do whatever you want with it. You may have limited space, but there's always a way. Even if we don't have control of what's going on outside. Only thing we have control of is how we react and what we do and how we prepare. So even if it's just buying a couple bags of dried beans or rice or whatever, and those are always the go-to, and I am not a fan of that. I'm just not. This just hadn't been one of the things. I'll eat it. I'll sure eat it before I'm going to spend $40 on a steak. But whether you're buying a little bit extra, or if you're got a patio in your apartment where you can set up a little raised bed and grow you a few tomatoes so you have some fresh food to eat, or just some salad greens, just for some fresh food, because the more that you can produce yourself, the less you're going to have to spend at the grocery store and line somebody else's pockets. It is to the point you really, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, just do something little. If you can't do anything major, something little's fine. Just something to keep yourself and your family a little bit more secure. Everyone has a different opinion of what secure means. What's secure for me might not be secure enough for somebody else, or might be completely overboard for somebody else. There shouldn't be any judgment in what you do and what makes you comfortable. So we have been, or let me rephrase it, I have been, my husband's been, he works in the aircraft industry. Hadn't had a full week's work in almost 2 years, since COVID, the early part of 2020. They haven't worked a full week since then. All of a sudden, he's got overtime. So, he's at work on a weekend. That hadn't happened in over 2 years, so. Kind of funny how that is, that now all of a sudden they need aircraft parts. Anyway, so he has been busy. I've been busy with my job. So I have taken on the lead in deciding pretty much what direction we need to go to make me feel more comfortable. And I'm comfortable if something was to crash today and we couldn't buy food tomorrow. I'm comfortable with that, for the short term. So my goals may be different than some of you guys. Mine are more of a long-term thing. So I'm comfortable with the plans that we've created. I just would encourage and want to say, do what you need to do to take care of your home, your family. We don't have any control over the outside things. God's in control of that. We will have faith that he's here with us and he's going to take care of it. But we're going to do what he leads us to do to make sure we're doing our part. Okay, so that's that for today. I'm going to take you around. We're going to have a busy weekend. This is, we've got a lot to get done because we haven't had time the past couple of weeks to do much. Let's see. So the first exciting thing, or kind of fun thing for me, one of my sweet sisters dropped by a couple of days ago and brought me a gift. It's this t-shirt. Yeah, I was crazy before I got chickens. She knows me very well. I love it, and thank you so much, Sherry. Excuse me. One of the big things we got to get done this weekend is getting potatoes in the ground. They got to go in. I cut them up and got them healing over, and they're ready to go in. We're supposed to have some rain, and I wanted to get them so they wouldn't be in there and get too soaked. So hopefully it won't rain a whole lot. But we got to get those in the ground. We got to get some peas in the ground, and then some of the winter vegetables that I'm trying to grow here in the spring. So we'll see how that works. I want to get those plants in. I've got a forest growing in my dining room. I need the weather to cooperate so I can get that stuff out of there. So I'm going to just take you around with what all we got going on today and the busyness. Once I finish drinking my coffee, we're going to get started. But it's kind of early, so I'm going to leave out the parts today of the job that's got to get done. So we'll leave that out, but I'm just going to pick this up, and when I start a new chore, take you along with me. So I'll see you after the coffee and a little bit of work. Well, we're going to make a pit stop on the way back to the house. These ladies have been cooped up for days. We're going to let them out. If I can get the door open. The Hawks have decided this is an all-you-can-eat chicken buffet. So we are going to have to break down and do something a little different with them. We've kept them inside for a few days just for their protection. It's been a little crazy with the Hawks, so I think we are going to make them a fenced-in area to go through the woods, and maybe try a scarecrow and some reflective tape. Just something to give them a little bit more protection and still let them free range. But yeah, they poor little things have been cooped up for a little bit. And there's our little mister. We got to do something with him here in the next couple days. So yeah. Alrighty. We'll see you back here in a bit. Okay, it's time to get started getting stuff planted. I'm very excited. So what we got going on over here, let me turn you. Alright, so what we got going on is I've already made sure that our drip tape is good to go. No leaks in those three. It took a little bit to find one without leaks. And then I got some stakes set up for where we're just going to make 2 rows of potatoes and see if that's good. I may have enough to make 3 rows, but we're going to start out with 2 and see how far we get. Alright, we got our rows done, and I went ahead and stretched out the drip tape just so I can see where the emitters are. We're going to plant the potatoes about 6 inches apart. The emitters are 1 foot apart, so that should help me just get the spacing good to go for the potatoes. Alright, that's it for our potatoes getting in the ground. We're going to have 2 rows, which that probably won't give us a whole lot, but we'll see. We're still learning on the growing the potato thing, so we'll see how it goes this year. Went not too bad last year. If you'll see right here, I have another drip tape hooked up for kind of close to that fence line. I think I'm going to stick some shallots in there and see if we can get them to grow over there. Last year I had dill going on the end, and we harvested quite a bit over there, so we're going to try some shallots this year and see what happens. Well, we got the potatoes done, and that's about it for this video anyway. I'm going to keep on plugging along and getting this garden done. I'll take you along with it on the next video, but thanks for spending some time. And again, just think about what we discussed earlier, and you know, I always say, if you got a goal, got a plan, something you want to do, just do it. Today I would say, just do it now. Thanks, you guys have a good weekend.